Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. How is everybody on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in Sydney? We've had some glorious weather. You wouldn't think it was winter at all. Okay, now tonight's card is going to be something that I really hadn't made before, but I saw it somewhere and I thought, nope, I have to make it. This is one of the cards that we've made in this month's card making classes that I hold in person. If you would like a project sheet, email me please, requesting one, and I'll email one back to you. These are quite easy to make, very, very economical. I'll go into what we need. First of all, if you want to shop with me, there is my online store. There is my email address. So if you want a project sheet, yep, send me an email there. If you do want to order anything, use this July host code. Thank you so much if you would. We have some bonus days at the moment. For every $90 that you spend, you will receive a $9 coupon that you can redeem in August. Now, we're getting to the pointy end of July, so you haven't got a lot of time left. But anyway, that's just another, almost like a sale at the moment. But these napkin or serviette cards are so easy, and I'm going to show you step by step how I've made this. Now, everything's on the project sheet. So if you want one, don't forget, email me. So we made these in class today being the fourth Sunday of the month, and I basically just took this straight out of the bag that I took today, and I'm going to show you how I've done this. Now, we need our card base, which is A4, and that is cut in half and scored at 10.5. I'm just going to give that a really good score. So that's our card base. We'll pop that over there. We need a piece of garden green, and the measurements for this is 14.3 by 10 centimetres, 14.3 by 10. I have a bit of a scrap that was left over from trimming that to that size. We need that. I have a white panel that is cut 13.8 by 9.5. Now, this has already got some of that double-sided adhesive paper stuck to it. So you need that. We need a scrap of, well, not a scrap, but a piece of soft sea foam to accommodate your sentiment stamp. Now, I'm going to do that first. I'm going to get that out of the way. I'm going to stamp the insert message in the card and get that out of the way. So in garden green, I've got this all set up, and we are stamping Sending Hugs, which is a lovely stamp set. Which is a lovely stamp, and I think it is from the Layering Leaves stamp set, which I don't have to hand, but I'm doing it in the garden green, so it's going to coordinate very nicely. Thank you very much. And I'm putting it up, kind of up this end of the scrap that I've got. We're going to do some trimming of this, so as long as your scrap is wide enough and long enough to accommodate your sentiment, and that needs to be inked up again. So we'll do it again, and that's the good thing about this Stamparatus. One of my ladies in my Maryland's class called it the Stamposaurus, and from now on I think it's going to be the the Stamposaurus. Thanks, Leone. I can't call it the Stamparatus anymore without thinking of a Stamposaurus. So there's our beautiful sentiment, sending hugs, and that's in the garden green. I'm just going to clean that, turn this around, and I'm going to do the inside of sentiment of the card. How do I already have ink on me? That's unbelievable. Okay, now if I do this now, hang on, I think I had to turn it around this way. Let me just check. Yeah. If I do this now and I do it wrong, I can turn my card inside out and this will now be covered up. But I'm stamping thinking of you. You can see it there. I'm just going to pop this on here. And I'm going to ink that up with the garden green as well. That ties the outside of the card and the inside of the card together. So there we go. Thinking of you. It's a nice sentiment that is quite generic for all kinds of occasions. I think this might need inking up, this little ink spot. But that's the good thing about the Stamposaurus. There we are. Beautiful. Isn't that a lovely font? So that's all of our stamping done. We did a little strip and then we did the inside of the card. Now, napkin cards or serviette cards have been around for quite some time. There's been all different methods of making these, but I think this is probably one of the easiest. Now, so we've got all our bits and pieces. Now, here is a lovely napkin serviette. Now, this one is 2-ply, and I'm just going to open it out so you can see the beautiful design on it. Now, if you use 1/4 of your napkin, you're going to get 4 cards out of each napkin. That's pretty economical if you ask me. So what I'm going to do is, we only need 1/4, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this in 1/4, and I actually think I'd like to use. Oh no, we'll do that. We'll do that. I think I did the middle before. Let's try that again. Hang on. So I think we'll have this. I think we'll have this. I think it's a Waratah. We might have that close to the edge. Now, what I want to do is cut about. Sorry, I can't do and think at the same time. So I'm cutting about 1/2 inch around. And you can do this after you've separated it or before. It doesn't make any difference. And it doesn't matter that it's not neat. We're going to fold this around. I hope you can see that. Right. So what I've done is I've cut this piece out. Okay. I've cut this piece out. And you're saying, hang on, there's all embossing on there. Don't worry about that. We're going to sort that out. So I've cut a chunk out of this serviette. That can be used for other projects. Now I need to separate, and this will be the test. This will be the test for me. We need to separate the 2-ply. So you can see what I'm doing now. This is only 2-ply. Sometimes they're 3-ply. You really want to get that down to that one printed layer. Okay? So we've got our one printed layer. This can be used on another faux linen card where you scrunch it all up and you glue it down. Anyway, we've got our waratah now, and I think I quite like it about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the protective coating off my double-sided paper here. Now, this is not Stampin' Up! Adhesive paper. I have a roll of paper that I bought about 10 years ago. It comes in a big roll. And literally, I have still got meters and meters and meters of it left. Now, you guys know me. I like to recycle and all the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the whole protective piece off. Now, you can keep that. Nothing will stick to that. So you can keep that if you want to keep that for other uses. And I'm just going to lay this over where I want it, bearing in mind that I want a bit of a border so I can turn it under. You don't want it sticking to your notes, so that's a good thing, not to stick it to your notes. So when you've got it where you'd like it, I just dropped one corner down, and then with my bone folder, just smooth that down, and you'll find it will fall into place. Now, there's some wrinkles in there. Don't worry, we're running this through the embossing folder. You won't even see those. So what I need to do now is to put some tear and tape, and I've got my handy dandy little block ready because I, for the life of me, cannot tear this. Tear and tape. I don't know who named it that, but anyway, you can use it like this. You can put it around your wrist and use it like this. Whatever way is handy for you. So I'm putting that right on the edge, and this is basically just going to hold this in place. It's just to neaten the edges, really. Oh my gosh, it's so sticky. It's very strong, this tear and tape. So let's have a look. One more side to go. And then I'm going to trim this, the napkin itself. I'm going to trim it down. Just so that there's not a lot of bulk. So that's our tear and tape done and dusted. So we'll just pop that over there. And now, just take your bone folder, give that a bit of a rub over. Just makes it easier to get off. Oh, first, before we do that, I just sort of cut into the corners. Just like, remember when you used to have to cover your books for school? Yeah, just like that. So you're just cutting the corners away. Now we can take the protective paper off and turn this edge over. And then just go around all four sides. And this is so much better. There is a method where you can iron on onto Glad wrap. I've never done it. It looked like too much work to me. Plus, I don't use my iron for my clothes. So, yeah. Yeah, just if you're interested in that method, you're not going to see that here today. So you might need to look that up on the net somewhere else on YouTube. Or this is a clean and simple way, and it's quite fast. So now I've got this beautiful panel. Now I've got to get the embossing folder out. I forgot to get it out, so just bear with me. And I'm using one of the ones that I think they might be in the online exclusive products. I'm not sure. I can't even find it. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a sec. Oh dear. I literally came home from the class and I haven't even unpacked the bag. I thought I'd unpacked everything I needed. Now they come in a packet of 3. There's this really pronounced 3D polka dot one. There's this gorgeous one. I haven't even used those 2 yet. This one's kind of like a poinsettia flower or a star, you could say. And then this textured one here, which reminded me of linen. So this is the one I'm going to use. And they are called the Basics 3D Embossing Folders. Basics 3D Embossing Folders. So I think they're only online. You won't probably find them in a catalogue, but don't quote me. So that's going in there, and I'm going to emboss that, and I'll be 2 seconds. Sorry for the dead air, but look at the project sheet while I'm doing this. I have a large electric embossing machine and cutting machine, and it is over the other side of the room, so I apologise for that. But look how beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. Bit stuck on there, so we'll just have a look. I'm not sure if you can see the texture on that. I'm going to stand up and hope that you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it. So it kind of looks like linen, feels like linen, or at least fabric. And so now we're going to make the rest of the card. So it is actually quite quick to make. Now, don't forget, if you'd like the project sheet, email me and I'll have that ready to email back to you. Okay, that does not want to cooperate. Hang on. Oh dear, must be the time of day it is, I don't know. So we're going to put this together now. The ribbon that I'm going to use is this gorgeous gold. It comes in a combo pack with gold and silver. Now this is the gold. Now one side is kind of like cream and gold, but the other side of it is all gold. So you can decide which side you want. I'm going to go with the gold and the cream. Now I want to strategically place this on here because I'm going to be putting this sentiment on there as well. So I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to go about there. So I need about that much. And just going to use some tear and tape to secure that down. Where's my little scissors? So we just need a couple of pieces. We're just going to secure that to the back. So I'm going to put that about 1/3 of the way down. Now the sample, I had it down here, but I don't want to cover that beautiful Waratah type plant. I think it's an artistic rendition of Waratah. But anyway, something in that family, I guess. So I'm just going to secure that. There we go. And on this side, I just want to pull that tight and secure that at the back as well. Now, you don't want to pull it too tight or your card will bow. Now, when we glue this onto the front of the card, we can actually take that off and it will secure that both ends. Now, that has taken, embossing that has gotten rid of any wrinkles. You can't even see any wrinkles in there now. You can't see, there was a tiny little bit of embossing on the edges of the, possibly you could see it better on this one. There was some embossing on the edges of the napkin, which holds the ply together. That's what holds the two pieces together. You can't even see that because the embossing folder has really flattened that. So I'm going to attach that to the front of the card now. And I'm going to do that with some glue. And I will take those pieces off. I'm going to glue that to the garden green piece now. Possibly should have done that first, but you live and learn. Oops. There we go. Okay. Now there's a little border with the sizes that I've made this card. Little border all the way around. And that's done. You might want to give that a little bit of a press from the back. Now that can go straight onto our card front. Now be aware, if you've stamped your greeting inside, be aware of where you want that to go. So we'll pop that on there. Bit of glue. Now there's a million designs in serviettes or napkins. We were discussing it today in class, and of course you can get kids ones. You can get the Disney themed ones, and the sky's the limit really as to what designs. I do have another napkin here which didn't quite fit on the card itself, but beautiful, and it really looks like fabric. So yeah, there's a million serviettes out there, so go halves with somebody or plan on making a lot of napkin cards. Now, so that's basically the front of the card done. Now with our little sentiment, I just got this little piece that I'd cut off the end, and I'm literally going to just glue that on the bottom there and just finish that off. So a little line of glue just along the edge. It doesn't take much because it's literally only a little strip. So now you've got a bit of wiggle room here. You can move this around. And this just sort of adds so much to just that ordinary sentiment. I don't know what it is that makes that stand out like that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut one end straight. So cut it about there. And cut the other end at an angle. Now, whichever angle, or you could fishtail it, whatever you like to call it. I'm just going to go straight across like that. So we've got this beautiful greeting now, and I'm going to make just like, not even a bow, just one of these you know, the ribbons that they use now, just like that. That's going to go underneath there somewhere. Yep, glue dot. Glue dot is my choice to secure this ribbon. Things are getting quite dramatic in the music department over here. Don't know if you guys can hear that, but anyway, I'm going to put that about there. Now the sentiment is going to cover up most of that. But there it is. Now this is going up onto dimensionals, and I'm going to just chop some of this off. These are the edge bits. They're really good for sentiments like this. We do sell these in strips now, and I've actually been quite liking them. So that's basically it. We can put a bit of dimensional on that, just to hold that into place as well. I'm going to peel that off. Peel that off. Peel these off. And we're just about done. Now I just want to make sure I get this straight, so I've got to hold this up like this. And there we go. Now, these are retired, but any gold metallic embellishments that you have, these were out last year, I think they were, but I just liked them, and I still had some left over, so why not use them? But yeah, you probably only need about 3. So I'm thinking one down here somewhere, and maybe one up there. Oops. My take your pick is still in the bag. Okay, so one there. That's it. That's done. And that is the napkin or serviette card. Don't forget, if you'd like a copy of the project sheet, email me there. And yeah, I hope that you have a lovely week coming up. I'll see you again on Wednesday in my next video. But very quick, very cost effective. When you think about that little packet of serviettes had 20 in it, and you're going to get 4 out of each serviette, depending on where you're cutting it out. But isn't that lovely? I really think that is a gorgeous card. And as I said, there's a multitude of napkins and serviettes out there. There's beautiful texture. We've got a bit of ribbon happening. We've got some bling. And that napkin is doing all the work, really. But anyway, have a go at that. And let me know if you do have a go, or if you've done it before. Let me know in the comments. Or, again, you can send me an email. And don't forget those dollar days, those dollar bonus days that will end with the end of this month. And you'll be able to redeem your coupons in August. So I'll see you on Wednesday night. Bye for now. Bye.